Hey, hello, vinyl community. Thanks for dropping in. Tony here. Tony's LPs are us. Today I have a little segment. I want to, show you a little trick I found. I basically thought about it myself years and years ago. And they say that, necessity is the mother of invention. And this happened to me when I got a record. Then the spindle hole of the record was too tight to actually fit on the turntable. And I would force it down and it would slide in, but then you have to force it back up to get that record up. So, I on the cheap, it's very inexpensive. Everyone has these laying around the house, and I'll show you what I use to make that spindle hole just enough bigger, just enough to fit on the spindle. The record we're going to use today as a demonstration is a vintage record that I picked up recently at a record shop. This is a very clean record, Intervisions. And I was just watching a movie the other day, which is a coincidence again. Everything's connected to vinyl, where a movie called Alice, it was produced in 2022. And in the movie, they actually play this record, show this record. So it was funny that I pulled this. So anyway, when I went to clean it on my VPI vacuum cleaner, I could tell at that point that the spindle is too tight, because if it doesn't fit on the spindle of the VPI vacuum, I know it's not going to fit on my turntable, because I've had this happen to me before. Too tight spindle holes is a manufacturing, not a defect, but just a manufacturing error of some type, where and I guess it's better not to make them too big, and each plant's different. So some plants, it'll be too tight for the average record player spindle, which should be, a standard size regardless. So that's the record. It's a very clean copy. And I don't think this record's been played too much, because when I put it on the VPI, this is just a demonstration turntable here. This is not hooked up. But as you can see, it's too tight to fit on the spindle. I could press it down, and then I have to force it to get it back out. So just a demonstration, it will not fit easily on the table. And that's a perfect hole. Now, you could buy a product that actually opens the spindle hole, but why spend $50 to $100 to buy a project? Some of them are called wedgers. I've even seen some YouTubers use a knife tool that you would use in modeling, or a drill bit to groove out these holes. And what I found works just as well is a simple pen or a pencil. And these are all different diameters, so you may have to pick and choose what basically fits the record in question that you're holding. And what you do is you just put it through, and you can see there, you just slide it through, just turn it and do both sides. Be very careful not to damage the record. Same way, very careful. And you can see that this is plastic, so it's not going to damage the edges. Even if it hit the label, it's not going to damage the label. Just be very careful. And I'll try it on here now, if I could see that. And that fits right there. It went right back on. As you can see, it went on perfectly. And there's no damage to the spindle or to the label. Just be careful, because some of the newer records, this is a classic 1973, I believe, 72, 73 record, where that's a perfect spindle hole. The new ones, you'll see chipping around the hole. That's just a manufacturer defect, depending on the pressing plant. And like I said, you just get a pen, pencil, pen, anywhere, and go right through. And, like I said, why spend $50 to $100 on a device that you really don't need? It's just an extra piece of equipment that one doesn't need, and that fits perfectly onto the hole. And there you go, spinning. And it's a great record. And before it's in its auto mode. And before I finish this program, I wanted to do a little OG pressing with audiophile sound, and that is this, the Miss You 12-inch pink vinyl from the album Some Girls. We did a segment on that. I did not show this record. I discussed it. Here's the pink vinyl. This is a 33 1/3. Beautiful pink vinyl. This sounds incredible. It's not a 45, but it's a 12-inch disco. And the Stones knocked it out of the park with this one. It's not one of those repetitive extended EPs. The whole record of eight minutes, I believe it's 8 minutes and 50 seconds. It's extended. It's just a fantastic record. Miss You, 8 minutes and 26 seconds. And the flip side is Faraway Eyes, which doesn't have a time on it. Two great classics on 112-inch. If you could find that, pick it up. This was marked on the jacket, $5.99 back in the day, when $5.99 was worth, maybe $30 today, $35 today. So it's all relevant. Relative, I should say relative. It's all relative. And the Stones Miss You, and we're all related, mixed related to all of us through the music of the blues and Faraway Eyes. So that's my OG pick. That sounds like an audiophile pressing. And of course, once again, a simple pencil or a pen, and depending on the diameter that you want to achieve, that you need to do, try this. Just be very careful. Let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments if this works out for you. And if you have a record that won't fit, don't force it, because to get that record out, you will find it difficult to get it out, and that's how you get a warped record. And like I said, I usually discover these when I'm cleaning my record first, because first thing I will do before I put a record on my turntable is to clean it on a VPI vacuum cleaning machine. And if it doesn't fit on that, I've got a pencil or a pen, and I just give it a little twirl, and that's it. No big deal. And so thank you. Thank you for all the subscriptions. We really appreciate it. And if you could subscribe, and if you want to share this, please do. And please leave your comments. I want to know if this works out for you. Thanks a lot. And thank you, Demo Turntable, for all your assistance. Keep rocking, and we'll be seeing you soon with some more fun segments from Tony's LPs Are Us. Thanks again for all the support. Bye-bye. Take care.